We are back with more My Southern Home, and I'm here with Michael Langley with Coldwell Banker, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So it's an honor to have you on the show because you're a 12-year Marine Corps veteran.
Yes, that's correct. I served from 2000 to 2012 with multiple overseas deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan.
So what made you make the move from the Marine Corps to realtor?
Well, it wasn't an immediate transformation. I got out in 2012. I was working as a project manager for a utility company in Hawaii and here in Tennessee. And it wasn't until about 2017 that I decided to get my real estate license. I was traveling a lot for my previous job, and I met my now wife here in Tennessee. And I wanted to be home more with the family. So I decided to make that jump to get into real estate.
Well, and one of the things that you were sharing with me is the reluctance of veterans to look into a VA loan for their home.
Yeah, it happens. There's a lot of misinformation that gets given to veterans when they're doing their transition out of the military about how to use a VA loan, who's eligible, and how to even use it when you get out. What I've run into is a lot of veterans think they're getting a loan from the VA. And that's absolutely not the case. You have to go to a regular bank or a mortgage company and acquire that loan through them.
And when it comes to purchasing a home with a VA loan, there's certain things that you need to know about in advance when you start looking for a home.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the main things that you need to know is that a VA loan requires zero down payment. So now that doesn't mean zero to purchase the home. That just means your down payment for the loan is going to cost you zero. There's other costs associated with the VA loan, and those are called closing costs. Those are negotiable between the buyer and the seller of who pays those. So just because you have a zero loan or zero down payment VA loan doesn't mean you're automatically going to pay zero to move into a home.
Well, and a lot of myths too when it comes to VA loans is it restricts the type of home that you can purchase.
Yes and no. So it's a very weighted question. A lot of people have a misunderstanding of VA loans, that your home has to be in absolute perfect condition. That's not the case. So, I mean, it has to be livable, right? You cannot use a VA loan for an investment property. It has to be your primary residence. You're going to live there. And then you have to go through the process of getting the appraiser out and look at the home, which is no different than any other loan product that's out there.
Well, and one of the reasons why you became a realtor was to help fellow veterans navigate this process and encourage them to take advantage of their benefits.
Oh, absolutely. I wish that I had somebody early in my Marine Corps career tell me, hey, go use the VA loan, go buy a home at your duty stations, and when you get transferred somewhere else, turn that into a rental and buy another one at your next duty station. If I'd have done that, I would have a fairly large portfolio of rental properties that were making me money.
Vision 2020, right?
Exactly, absolutely.
Well, that's one of the beautiful things about the VA loan class that we're having on Saturday, November 18th at your offices from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. because you're going to go through a lot of this information with our veterans and active duty military.
Absolutely. We're gonna go through the whole process of how to obtain a VA loan, where to go to get your certificate of eligibility, which is step one for getting a VA loan, whether or not you qualify. Pretty much if you've served in the military, you qualify. There are some limitations to that, and we're going to go through that as well too. And then we're going to go through the process of how to find a realtor and how to find a loan officer that understands VA loans, because not all of them do out there. And a lot of them are scared of using VA loans because there's a stigma that they're hard to close and there's more process involved in that. And there really is not. It just making sure you have the right person that knows what they're doing in your process.
Well, that's so important. And I always say on the show, knowledge is power, and who you choose is so important. And when you're getting ready to purchase a home, which is the largest investment most people make in their lifetime,
absolutely,
the team that you have around you is important, and it starts with the loan officer, and then the second step is yourself, the realtor, and it's just so important that you align yourself with people that can help you.
Yeah, and there's a lot, especially in this area, there's a lot of loan officers that are very versed in the in the VA loan process. That's why it's important to get somebody local, to use somebody that's in your local area. So that way, if you do have a question, you can just walk into their office and ask them. You don't have to call a international hotline to be transferred to a customer service. So using local representation is key to that process.
Mike, can you use the VA loan more than once to purchase a home?
Yes, absolutely. It's not a one-time thing that you're eligible for. You're always eligible for that VA loan. What you have to calculate sometimes is how the amount of your eligibility, and that's definitely a question that you need to ask your loan officer when you're applying for a VA loan.
Mike, if they can attend our class on Saturday, November 18th from 10 to 12, what's a takeaway that you want veterans and active duty military that are watching this to know?
One, use your eligibility. It's out there, it's there for you. Use it. If you don't know how to use it, reach out to somebody in your network or reach out to me, and I'll help you use that.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Mike. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
We'll be back with more My Southern Home in just a moment. And if you would like to attend the VA loan class that we're having on Saturday, November 18th, go to mysouthernhometv.com and click on My Southern Home University.